The Minnesota Timberwolves are in trouble, and everybody can see it. The players, the coaches, and most importantly, the fans. And this video is in response to the incident that happened last month. So after 4 straight losses and a 115-104 defeat against the Sacramento Kings, Anthony Edwards let his frustrations show, but instead of him taking responsibility, he called out the fans for booing. He said that the fans are booing us. This shit is crazy, man. We're getting booed in our own home arena. This is so fucking disrespectful, it's crazy. And at first glance, it's understandable why he would be upset, because no player wants to hear boos from their own home crowd. But here's the truth, the fans have every right to be frustrated. The team's performance has been disappointing, and expectations were high this season. And when you have a fan base that's been loyal for decades, and they finally voice their anger, I think it's a sign that something is seriously wrong. So why are fans so frustrated? So the Timberwolves fans have been through a lot. Between 2005 and 2017, the team missed the playoffs for 13 straight seasons. They haven't won a playoff series since 2004, and for the longest time it felt like being a Timberwolves fan meant suffering through endless disappointment. But last season, things changed. They shocked everybody by finishing with a 56-26 record, and they made a deep playoff run, and they even made it to the Western Conference Finals. And finally, there was hope, and the fans believed that this team could compete at the highest level, and those high expectations naturally carried over onto this season. But then the team made a big offseason trade. They sent Karl-Anthony Towns to New York Knicks, and in exchange they got Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. And so far, Julius Randle has been pretty solid. He's putting up more than 20 points a game and almost 7 rebounds per game. And DiVincenzo has somewhat struggled. He's averaging about 8 points a game, and his shooting has not been great either. And from the fans' perspective, seeing Towns succeed for another team while their own home team struggles is pretty frustrating. And on top of that, the team's effort on the court has been questionable. Even Edwards himself said that this team is playing soft and lacking energy. And if the players can see it, then the fans definitely are noticing too. And I don't think the fans are asking for perfection here, but I think they do expect effort and accountability. Watching your team collapse after having such a good season is a pretty bummy feeling. And let's be honest, these fans are paying a lot of money to come and support you guys, and they want to see good basketball, or at least a team that plays hard. I would argue that bad basketball with low effort is disrespectful for the fans and the prices they're paying. And I know that booing is not a good feeling for any player, but it's a reality in sports. It's going to happen in every league and every team. And if you want to be an NBA player, if you want to make the type of money you're making, if you want to be playing games on TV, part of that requires that the fans have a say, and the fans can react however they want, and you have no right to call them out on it. And when your team is performing poorly, especially a team with so much potential, the fans have every right to let their voices be heard. I would even argue that if you compare Minnesota to other large markets in the NBA, like the Knicks or the Lakers, or there's so many other teams, I would argue that Minnesota has a pretty calm fan base. I think they've been patient for years of disappointment, but they've stuck with the team strong, and they've continued to support. And so if they're booing, it means that something is wrong, and it's because they care. Now the good news is, the season isn't over yet, and the team still has time to turn things around, but they just need to stop pointing fingers at the fans, and they need to start looking inwards a little bit more. They need to show effort and accountability and teamwork, because this is what wins the fan base back. And Edwards, being the face of this franchise, he needs to lead by example and deliver on the court. I think that Minnesota fans want to believe in this team, and I think they want to cheer too. I don't think they're paying money to come to the arena to boo. I don't think that's what their intention is. But until the Timberwolves give them a reason to, I think the frustration is only going to grow. And this team has to show that they're willing to fight, because at the end of the day, the fans are fighting for them too.